Welcome everybody to the Virtual Museum of Collectibles, and we are on day 21 of the 31 Days of Toys. And today we are taking a look at the Eliminator TS-7 from Toy Biz. This toy came out in 1992, and it claims to be 7 different weapons in one. As you can see right over here, it goes through the motion, shows you all the different weapons, and I just remember when you pull the trigger on this thing, it would light up. There'd be a flashlight inside the gun there, and it would light up the orange tube in there, and it make these big sounds, and it was just crazy big. Now, this toy wasn't tied to any TV show or movie or cartoon or anything. It was just its own thing. And I remember as a kid seeing the commercial that they made for it. That's all it was. It was just based off of this real badass looking commercial that was made to somewhat look like Terminator 2 in a very off kind of way. But when you see this commercial as a kid, you just be like, oh my god, I gotta have it, it's so cool. And then when you get it, it is cool for a little bit, and then you start losing all the little pieces very quick to the point where it's no longer an Eliminator TS-7, it's more of like a TS-2. Looking up here in the far right corner, it has a bunch of different Walmart price stickers. Apparently it was originally $29.94, and it was clearanced down to $19. The gun's in there. The box is still sealed, even though this side over here is very damaged. So it's mine to cherish. The Eliminator TS-7 is mine. As you can see right there, it needs 4 AA batteries to work. Looking on the back here, we'll read from the left and go all the way to the right and see what this gun is exactly all about. So first up, we've got the Power Dagger, and it powers up the entire system with its synchronized sound and light effects that can be hidden within other weapons or used alone. This would be the handle for the Power Dagger, and you would pull it out, and this right here would be the actual dagger. You'd pull it out from here, and then you just have the shell of this gun here along with that, and you could just, it would look like it looks right there. Number 2, we've got the Power Sword. Lock the long bayonet over the Power Dagger, and a long sword emerges with 2 sounds. The unsheaths with the scrape of chiseled steel, and the swings with the clang of medieval combat. Okay, so the third out of the 7 is the Laser Sword. Snap on the futuristic barrel extension over the Power Dagger, and it becomes a sci-fi slicing weapon with 2 new sounds. Powers up with a whoosh of sonic energy and thunders with the smash of photon light beams. Weapon number 4, we have the Army Machine Gun. You slip the Power Dagger into the back of the machine gun for an ultra-portable, battle-ready gun with 2 new sounds. Deafening rip of machine gun fire and high-explosive scream of grenade blasts. Number 5, we've got the Bayonet Machine Gun. You can snap the bayonet into position over the Power Dagger and slip it back into the Army Machine Gun for 2 additional sound effects. It assembles with the sound of sliding steel, attacks with the ring of bayonet against bayonet, crackles with machine gun fire, and booms with grenade blasts. Number 6 out of the 7, we had the Cyberspace Gun. And you can lock on the barrel extension to the machine gun without bayonet and get the devastating power of the future now. 2 explosive sound effects. You get the supersonic laser gun fire and the obliterating boom of photon torpedoes. And last but not least, we've got the 7th weapon that this thing could be, and it's the Super Weapon Eliminator TS-7. You put it all together for a total of 8 awesome sound effects. 4 futuristic sounds: laser gun, photon torpedo, laser sword power-up, and laser sword combat cracks. Or, with the switch of a button, go back to the 20th century with 4 regular combat sounds: sword unsheathing, sword clanging, machine gun fire, and grenade blasts. Moving on from there to here, We got this panel. It says sounds change automatically as weapons change. It has 4 triggers, 2 in the sword handle and 2 in the gun for total user control. It's 33 inches long and it outsizes any weapon in its class, and ultra graphic sync sound and light effects. The Eliminator TS-7 was one of those long forgotten toys that was just a blip in 1992 just for a second and then nothing after that. And it never even jarred my memory for the longest time until, you know, I would go over to my dad's house and go through some of my old stuff and I saw the shell of the gun and I was like, oh yeah, remember that thing? What was this thing even called? And a little research and I found the commercial. And it just took me back, and I was just on a mission, and I just had to find this complete inbox again. And I remember my dad buying it, and we get home, we got it out of the box, and he put the batteries in it, and he was the first one to test it out, and he was pulling the trigger, and the thing was going off, and he was like, yeah, I feel like Rambo. So this thing has some pretty good memories tied to it. And yeah, so there we go. Thank you guys for watching this virtual museum of collectibles as we took a look at the Eliminator TS-7 toy gun from Toy Biz from 1992. And I'll see you in the next video.